All right. Welcome into another edition of, I'm not going to say what this show is called because we've got a rebrand that's happening and I'm excited to deliver it to you. But you know what? It's not me who's going to deliver it to you. It's the one that you've been asking for, the one that you've been asking about. The man that, let's be honest, it was touch and go if he was going to even get here today. But I'm looking at him right now. I see his face. Drew, what's going on?
Oh, I'm up. Yeah, sorry. Whew. I just took a power nap there. I needed a few minutes. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just kidding. I sleep 2 hours every night. I'm good. I'm good. Twins
You've
are
been
here.
doing that since you were probably like 12 years old, man, right?
Yeah, it happens. It happens. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's a little harder once you're getting up there into the bigger numbers. Birthday looming. Oh, it's rough. But I hear Pops has it rough too. He didn't
Yeah.
sleep in an airport.
Mr. Europe is back. Mr. Europe is back. I incorrectly said that he slept in an airport last night, but turns out that wasn't true. He said, no. I was in an airport all night last night, but I did not sleep in the airport.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, I had the lofty idea of having both you two as guests today. Well,
Yeah.
you obviously as a co-host, but
this non-sleeping thing, I don't want to hear about it. I'm not getting any until probably New Year's. So, he could be here, but
yeah,
we'll let it pass. We'll give him a pass.
When you're talking about crooked numbers and big numbers on the scoreboard, I mean, I think he's got both of us beat there.
Yeah, he does. He does.
The people want to know, how are the Twins? What's going on?
The Twins are great, doing good. They're all healthy. Kicking, screaming, doing all the fun stuff, eating, pooping, all bodies functioning. So we're going to call it a win.
That's good. Yeah, mom's healthy?
Mom's doing good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, bud. I just want to take a moment. I've got a little bit of Old Forester sponsoring me here today. And I tried this. I bought this on Amazon. Round ice balls, which I'm excited about. Can't really show it to you, but so far, 10 out of 10 approved.
How fast do they have to ship that ice before it melts?
That's a good question. I should specify. I got the ice molds off of Amazon. Okay. Yeah, good question. I thought they'd come in the cooler. They'd give me like, hey, here's some testers you could just try. You don't have to wait. But no, They gave me just the molds. Had to wash them. Yeah. But you know what? As a good host, I prepped, had them washed in the freezer, ready to go for tonight. So.
Yeah, if I had anything to drink tonight, I'd be face first on this table in about 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and, unfortunately for me, I do have to skip that part this week.
Okay, the show must go on though. My apologies to that. Obviously it's exciting to have you back. We've got a couple of new twists today. We've got a couple of new twists that are going to be coming next week or the week after as well. Drew, do you want to break the big news?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have the rebranding of the podcast, and we do have the Monday Night Quarterback podcast coming at you. And the big deal about that is we're not, when you need fantasy insight, when you need DFS or betting advice, don't come here. We have none for you. We're not good at that. What we are really good at, though, is looking at everything you did this week in the CFFL, and then in any betting you did or any DFS, and we're really good at making fun of you about how bad you screwed up. And that's really what we're here for. We're here to provide disencouragement. Is that a word?
Disencouragement. No, I think that's it. That's perfect.
Yeah, we're here for that. We're here to make fun of you. We're here to destroy your hopes, your dreams, and in the process, some of our hopes and dreams probably getting squashed as well.
Yeah, I don't think I could have said any of that better. I'm going to stay out of your way. Great delivery. Monday Night Quarterback. We're here, and we are ready to just throw some shade. We're throwing shade. We're talking games. Man, we had some close games this week. We had some blowouts, and pretty much everything at this point is decided. We had also a very low average for the week. I'm talking as it currently stands, league average of 36 points. This is just defensive struggle after defensive struggle. We're going to get into all these recaps as long as the Twins allow it. But Drew, can you start us off with the NFL?
Yeah. Actually, we got to transition here real quick. We have stat corrections.
Ooh, hit me.
I think you hit. We hit this back in week 2. I want to say we don't have fact checkers. Okay,
No, we don't believe in that.
Until we do.
Ooh,
Until we do.
what twist?
Yeah, I have people. Okay, and I have a person who wanted to throw this out there that we had the low score award this year, right?
Yes, definitely.
That was how many points? 15, was it?
I'm very excited to report that I think it was less than that
Less
because
than that.
I think mine was 15.
Mm.
I think we had
Yours was 15. Yours
13,
was 15.
14.
That's right. Okay. So stat correction. We love stat corrections. We got to write the record.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Players Club in week 1 of 2015.
Oh man, you've been bored.
13 points.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had all this time. 13 points. I know. Can we need like more cowbell for Players Club? That's gross, right?
Yeah.
13 points. How bad do you have to stink to score 13 points?
I want to know, how did that slip through the cracks? Who did he have to pay off? Not who did he have to pay off, but how much did that cost to get that swipe from the record? Good thing.
Absolutely.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Oh, well, speaking of getting it off the record, this just in 2015, let's go back to 2015, week 11. Mike, do you remember week 11 of 2015?
I have a feeling that I have forgotten it conveniently, and I am hoping that I'm going to forget it conveniently after you say whatever it is that's going to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, somebody scored 10 points in week 11 of 2015.
Ooh.
I wonder why somebody thought they had 15 points. Was it because it was week 15? And they actually only scored 10 points? Oh, yeah, the archives are a bitch, aren't they? They are. Here, but just so we can show this out, week 15, somebody had Phillip Rivers, Ronnie Hillman, Carlos with a K Williams. He was running back for Buffalo.
I don't even remember him. I've never seen him in my life.
Never even heard of her. I don't even know who she is. Jordan Matthews, Amari Cooper, and Rob Gronkowski. Yeah, he put up 1 point that week. And Dustin Hopkins, he's still kicking. Wow, he's been around a minute. Anyway, yeah, that was the roster for what team? Let me find the team. Land Sharks.
Who's that team? Who was that coach? He must be out of the
Oh,
league by now.
He must be. Yeah.
Oh.
So we just needed to throw that stat correction out there.
You told me you had stat corrections. I got excited about stat corrections, and now I am depressed.
I kind of dangled that hook, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
That was kind of shady.
Do you have any other stat corrections or just mine?
No, just yours.
Okay.
That's all I got. So
okay.
Yeah, I dangled that hook, and I'm really not sorry about it, because that was kind of fun.
Well,
anyway, so now that our stat corrections are out there, 10 points is our craptastic number of the week, and that's what nobody should be shooting for. So now that that's out there and it's on the podcast, we can move on now.
We can move on. I will have to get the records corrected after, of course. Of course, I trust you, and I believe you, of course. But we'll have a team of no less than 12 lawyers combing through those archives just to make sure that your data is accurate. You're sleep deprived.
Trust.
Who knows? Who knows what you've imbibed in or hallucinated during your last couple of weeks here.
I've had nothing but time. So I've had nothing but time.
That really bit me. Okay, that's good to know. Speaking of low scoring.
Hey, you can drink up.
I'm running low here, but let me see what I can do.
Attaboy.
Speaking of low scoring, Drew, we've had some really low scores this week, like I was saying just a little bit ago. But before we get to that, can you run us down, Mr. Stat Correction Man, about the results from the NFL pick?
Absolutely. I'd love to, because myself and the Golden Taints and the Players Club are really sitting pretty at 11-3. Now, really good week. Everybody did pretty good, but I am in a 3-way tie at King of the Hill at 11-3. So I'm excited about that. I do have the Chargers. The Taints have Dallas, and then the club has the Chargers going now. And we're at 10-7 in the third quarter.
Justin Herbert drops back to to pass, incomplete pass on the goal line in the end zone.
Oh,
We
what down? I didn't see the down.
Yeah, Chargers definitely looking into the red zone. Looks like they're going to settle for a field goal, tie this thing up 10 to
tied
10.
up. That's all right. It's early. We got time.
Yeah.
Then the Sharks, the Tsunami, the replacements, 10 wins, 10-4, and
The
then
record, Drew, the record-setting Sharks. Excuse yourself.
record. Yeah, my apologies, Mr. Land Sharks, record-setting Land Sharks.
Thank you.
Toilet bowl.
Hey, toilet bowl king.
Toilet bowl champion. See, you got to hold that record, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to. You're toilet bowl king. Then the Bandits, Whackers, Niners, Coyotes, Empire, Kings, all at 9-5.
My
And
goodness.
actually more people will pick the Chargers. I thought I was going crazy. Like I was like, I'm going to revisit that one because I think I might be kind of off with my Chargers pick. Apparently not. Only 3 people like Dallas this week.
Mm-hmm. I felt kind of icky about picking the Chargers. I went this evening and almost reselected it after.
Same. I said, I don't like to mess with the picks. Once I make them, I hate changing them because it seems like every time I do that, I screw it up. But yeah, it's a tight one. So honestly, it's a 50-50 at this point.
Mm-hmm. Very good call. Okay, what about for the year? Where are we at?
For the season, we are at the Kirby Kings 61 wins, and then Bucknuts and the Players Club 58, Bandits, Coyotes, Tsunami 57, Sharks, record-setting Sharks.
Thank you.
Replacements 56 for the Sharks, 55 replacements, 54 Niners, 51 Taints, 50 for the Empire and the Bushwhackers.
So for those not keeping track at home, that's an 11-win spread from top to bottom. Still a pretty tight group. There's nobody out of it. Nobody has quit.
No. And there's no reason to. 11 wins can be made up. Just like 11, we're not even halfway through the season, and the winner has 11 more wins than the bottom. That can flip. That can always change, So it's a lot of games left, a lot of season left.
100%. Speaking of games being played, I'm trying to work on my transitions. I've gone and I've listened back to a lot of our episodes here now of the Monday night quarterback, as you so eloquently put it earlier. And two things I want to work on: A, transitions, and 2, not saying so often. So with that in mind,
yeah, I'd agree. It's okay though. It's okay.
If we're not self-correcting,
we have 3 to 6 listeners every week. I mean, that's nerve-wracking.
It is. It's very nerve-wracking, stressed out, sweaty armpits. It's just not making for the best product yet, but we're perfecting our craft. Like, give us time here. It takes maybe about 10 minutes for the Old Forester 1897 to really start to kick in and let the verbiage flow a little bit better. But as we let that verbiage flow, can we let it flow around our eliminator pick, which had some movement this week?
A little bit of movement. We had the 69ers pick Philly against the Jets, which was a solid pick until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Until Breece Hall dashed those hopes and scored a touchdown, and Philly had no answer, and they lost.
Did you see those Eagles a la Bill Belichick just letting Breece Hall into the end zone? Almost like they did not want to tackle him.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I had Breece Hall playing this week, so I excellent strategy.
Yeah,
excellent. I wish they would have done that 2 or 3 more times with Breece.
I got to take umbrage about something that you said previously. You said that we're no good at betting DFS or betting just in general. Mm-hmm. And while most of the time that's true, allegedly there might have been a Breece Hall anytime touchdown bet that did hit on that play as well. So, terrible, maybe not the right word to use for our abilities in that regard.
Yeah, I don't want anybody losing their house. I don't want to have that weight on the shoulders. You know what I mean? I have 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? I already have. They're already loaded up. I don't need the weight of somebody else's 3rd or 4th mortgage on my plate. So what the official word is: any advice that we give you, probably don't take it.
Yeah, I would do the opposite, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That being said, we're actually crushing it on betting this year, but that's all right. That's we'll get there.
But
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I've been cutting you off a lot. We're just getting back into the flow here.
Mm-hmm.
You're surprisingly coherent based on your current situation. But unlike Bill Simmons, unlike Colin Cowherd, some of these people with these huge platforms, they give out their advice. It changes the line, right? And yeah, we might have only 3 to 6 listeners, but those are 3 to 6 powerful individuals, and who knows what their pot limits are? Who knows how much that DraftKings allows them to bet on every single bet that they make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to put us in a disadvantageous situation because we're giving out good advice.
I like it. Let's go with that.
All right. And now for those of us who took the LA Chargers, I will have you know that Dak Prescott drops back to sack, 6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Sack, close to the goal line. So bad things happening for the Cowboys, which means good things happening for the Chargers.
Yeah, absolutely. They missed that field goal, huh?
I quit paying attention.
Take your eyes off it for a second, and it's still 10-7.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Cowboys are punting out of their own end zone. So that will, what do we got? Punt return here. Oh, he's dancing to the 50 down in midfield. There we go. So they are in plus territory. That's good news. But back to the eliminator. Here we go. Ballsy pick of the week, Cincinnati. We had the Rams. I picked the Rams. Nobody else picked the Rams. Cincinnati. 2 teams picked Miami. 2 took Kansas City. 1 took Buffalo. I'd say Cincinnati. Ballsy pick of the week for the Bushwhackers.
I know, man. That dude is just throwing smoke. I don't know if you got a chance to listen back to last week's episode, but NFL wins pool. He was the coach of the week for Logan, I believe. And then there was something else that he won. Again, we're not fact checked or anything like that, but everything was coming up Bushwhackers. Started out terrible. He is doing very well so far these last few weeks.
And knowing the Bushwhackers, I'm sure that head is not, he could still fit through most doorways.
Super humble dude.
Absolutely. That's what I love about him. So yeah, we're gonna go with Bushwhackers here. He's gonna get the award. Ballsy pick of the week. I feel like you got to get a win on the ballsy pick, right? That's what we're going with. You got to get a win.
If
I guess you
don't. If it's not a win, then it's not really a ballsy pick.
Then it's just a stupid pick.
Stupid pick.
That's a stupid pick. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bushwhackers, ballsy pick of the week. Congratulations. On we go.
Now 5 of us undefeated, right?
Correct. Yes, that is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 undefeated. The club down 1 last week, Buffalo. This week, the Niners drop 1 with Philly. Tsunami hanging with 1 loss. That Jacksonville in week 3 hurt. And everybody, Empire, Bandits, Coyotes, Taints, they're still out.
You got to respect the Empire's fight, right? Last week, I jokingly said that, hey, this is good news. They're out of the eliminator. Now, Kara does not have to focus on that anymore. She can focus all of her efforts on putting forth the best fantasy roster that she possibly can. And what does she do? She just smacks me right back in the face and says, no,
Miami says, I got this.
Yeah, you know what? Leave me alone, man. Not only am I going to field a fantasy team, which we will get to here in a moment, that didn't do so well, but then also I'm going to pick an eliminator that will win. So,
bingo.
Kudos to you. I've also found that you can't hear when I clap, so I'm going to try to clap into the microphone.
Clap into the mic, attaboy.
Thanks.
It's a golf clap. We get it.
Thank you. Now, that's great. We've got also the NFL wins pool when we're just talking about wins. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep talking about wins. Now, normally, my friend, we will have some separation. Once we start to get into weeks 6 through 12, you start to see the good squads from the bad squads, which is much like what I said last week. However, we saw a bunch of favorites. We saw a bunch of really good teams take L's this week. We were at 8 total wins for the leader in the clubhouse last week. Guess what, friend? We now have 8 total wins for the leader in the clubhouse at the end of this week. Now, it was just the Kirby Kings standing alone at the top. The replacements have joined him this week, both of those 2 coaches with 8 wins. And there are a few of us with 7. We've got the Sharks, we've got the Coyotes, and we have the 69ers with 7. We have 4 at 6 wins, including yourself, sir, Mr. Bucknuts. Congratulations. We've got the Players Club, who word has it he's waiting on hold to try and get in. He wants to try and add something to the show, but I tried to tell him we're not taking calls this week, but I don't know. He's waiting on hold just in case. And then the Golden Taints are also sitting at 6 wins. We've got one coach at 5, Big Daddy's Bandits, and then the Tsunami, Mr. Europe, bringing up the rear with 4 wins.
Boom. I like it.
It is good. It's a lot of housekeeping, but we've gotten through it. So with that, you cool if we jump into the recaps?
I think so. I think we got to start with the Bushwhackers, who now will not be able to fit through any doorways.
This guy, he can't lose, man. He cannot lose. And I think the reason that you're saying that is a couple of reasons, right? He goes from 1-4, now he's going to be 2-4, but also not only he wasn't playing some scrub off the street. He was playing previously my earmuff at Clara. Don't listen to this, please. My don't stink. Replacements who were coming into the week at 4-1, right? And just riding high. Obviously, he had lost the game recently, but you know what? He's going to 4-2. Not a good trend. 24 total points for the replacements, 37 for the Bushwhackers. Not, remarkable. It's not the 88 that he had the week before. It's above league average, and it gets the win. Drew, is this just going to keep going for the Bushwhackers?
It might, because we've been talking about Cooper Kupp and 7 catches, 148, and a trip to the end zone. That's dude's sick. And then DJ Moore. Heard a stat that DJ Moore has the highest. He has a perfect completion percentage passer rating for Justin Fields when Fields throws him the ball. There's no other receiver in the NFL that has done that for their quarterback other than DJ Moore. Now, he did a modest 5 of 51 this week, and Fields, I think, dislocated a finger. So that's going to be – we'll see how that goes. But DJ Moore is absolutely crushing it. He took my advice, played Gabe Davis. 1 fumble, 3 catches, 21 yards, 0 points. Sorry, they're Bushwhackers. But, hey, you got him in the lineup, finally. I think he needs to stay there.
You know what? You're trying to warn these people at the beginning of the episode that they should not be taking our advice. And there they go. And just do it again.
Yep.
We can't save you from yourself.
I talked the replacements. I had to start in A-Chain a few weeks ago, and then he blew up. And then now I said, hey, Gabe Davis, you moron, get him in your lineup so he can score you 0 times 0 points.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
In his defense,
Ferguson, he's a tight end. He's playing right now, I guess.
He is a tight end. That's confirmed. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just checking.
Yep. Also is currently playing right now. Chargers, Herbert on the move, on the run, first down to the 9-yard line. It's going to be first and goal from the 9. 3:16 left in the third quarter.
Annoying. But yeah, Bushwhackers had a great week. Jalen Hurts crushed it. Somebody may have placed a over 250 yards bet at like plus 130, plus 140 on Jalen Hurts this week. I don't know.
I think allegedly it was
yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, allegedly it was an adjusted line as well, so it wasn't straight the line. So,
dude, I mean, whoever picked that, genius.
Yeah.
He's got Cousins on the bench too. I mean, Zach Moss on the bench, 7 carries, 21 touchdown. So yeah, as far as his success, I do believe he will sustain better success moving forward.
I agree as well. The other thing that we need to keep in the back of our mind is that we got 6 teams on bye coming up next week. We're getting into the point. We're not at bye apocalypse. I don't even know if that's going to happen this year or not, but we're getting to the point where it's about time we're going to have to start reaching into these deep benches and finding out, what's Tyler Algier made of? Or is Amari Cooper going to be able to have something thrown to him that lands him in the end zone? You know what I mean? These are questions that he'll have to ask himself.
You're really just going to have to look at your bench and throw somebody in there that has a good matchup and just pray. Pray it works out. That's all you can do.
Now, Drew, are you aware of the show curse, the Monday night quarterback curse? Are you aware of this?
No.
Okay. Well, we're 3 for 4, my friend, on
that's good.
Guests who are gracious enough to grace us with their time, come on to the show, give us opinions, put themselves out on a limb, right? Are they rewarded for that? No. They're 3 for 4. 3 out of 4 weeks, they've taken the L the following week that they were on the podcast. Now, is it because we're up late Monday night drinking, allegedly, bourbon? Possibly. Is it
No.
because maybe their ego is so inflated? They're like, oh, I got invited to the show. I got to share my opinions. I must be really important. Maybe. I mean, who's to say?
Maybe. Yeah.
But
yeah, that's dynamite. I mean, we got the name for the show. We have 3 to 6 viewers, and now you drop that bomb, Mike. That's that's not helping.
Why don't you fact check that stat, Drew, for me?
I will right now. Actually, I'm gonna put my people on it here.
While you're checking that out, I got my people are gonna go ahead and play a clip back from the post game presser that the replacements did following their win when he was asked about the show curse. Let's see what he said.
Good evening, CFFL. So this is the replacements calling. I was hoping that my team name would not be that because I had to replace every bum on my squad. But after going on the show last week to step in for Drew, that seems to be the case. Now my kicker cannot make a field goal, my quarterback has no hand, and my running back has no oblique. So I would like to thank both Mike and Drew for your roles in this horrible curse. And for anyone listening out there, if you get asked to be a guest on this show, just say no and save yourself the trouble. Thank you. Can't wait to be on with you guys again. Bye.
Man, I mean, he is just not pulling any punches. I mean, he came on last week and we did well, right? We got through our points. We talked about the recaps. We did talk some junk about some people, but I'm telling you what, he's taking the gloves off, Drew. He's coming after us. Should we be offended?
After that ringing endorsement, I can hear Old Forester right now running for the hills. They want nothing to do with this podcast. All future sponsors, we're gonna have to, I don't know, we're gonna have to bust some kneecaps or something to get some sponsors. I've been busting my butt to try to get some, and I don't appreciate Logan dissing the show like that. I'm sorry your running back doesn't have an oblique.
That's why God
like
gives
an
you
8-pack.
That's why God gives you 2.
That's what I'm saying, and Justin Fields, my finger hurts. Yeah, well, I'm missing a leg, so I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. And all he does is run anyhow. It's not like he's throwing the ball.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just carry it in the left hand. You'll be fine, dude. He's just salty. He got whacked by the bushwhackers, and I don't blame him. He's upset.
I don't either.
He'll be on next week.
Yeah, I mean, we all say things when we're emotional. I'm not going to hold it against him. Like I think we can move past this. It's no big deal. The good news for Logan is that he's got a quarterback just putting up points on the bench. Sam Howell, that's 2 weeks in a row now. Justin Fields is out probably for a couple of weeks, it sounds like, but he's got Sam Howell. He can plug and play and make it work.
Minus that -1 against Buffalo in week 3, Sam Howell has been over double digits in every game.
Yeah.
So it's feast or famine here. Because he can get you 17, or he can get you -1. So that's
it's good to have options.
You know what I mean? You're gambling there, but I don't know. We'll have to see how these injury reports come out, and he might be screwed, or he might be fine. We'll find out here as the week goes on.
So I know Fields is going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, is what it sounds like. Christian McCaffrey, I'm not sure about that one. I think his team hinges on
absolutely.
That.
I think the 49ers team hinges on CMC because Cleveland starting PJ Walker just beat you. Ouch.
Not great.
I don't. Yeah, that's awful.
Talk about life coming at you fast, right?
You ain't kidding.
Definitely not. Are you firing any bullets in this game?
No.
Okay. Now I know we just typically will start at the top and we'll go down the line. I want to jump around. Can I jump around?
We can get out your seat and jump around.
Chris Cross will make you jump.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that's good because I want to go, Drew, straight to the game of the week. All right. Now, is it in my quad box on the Sunday ticket? Most definitely, it's in my quad box. Is it the standalone on the smaller screen, but it's got to stand alone because the TV's not as big? I don't know if I was quite giving it that, but this was definitely a game that I wanted to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
In my game of the week, we had the Big Daddy's Bandits going to get up against the Empire. Now, the Bandits were coming in at 2-3, Empire coming in at 1-4. Both teams not out of it to start this week. Both teams looking for hope. Both teams looking for some light off in the distance. Can I grab at that? Can I gravitate towards that to get me into the playoffs? Turns out, maybe they were going to be either toilet bowl bound, maybe playoffs. Well, I'll tell you what, the Big Daddy's Bandits, man, led by none other than the Fighting Justin Tuckers. Go ahead and get that W.
There we go.
37 to
There we
35.
go.
Moves to 3-3. Empire Kara down to 1-5. Other than Justin Tucker, no, not other. Talk about Justin Tucker, Drew.
First round pick material right there. 17 points, and what are we in week 5, 6?
Can't believe you fell.
Yeah, 17. He's been waiting all season for this pick to show up, and he does. And in a week where he really needed it, because Burrow puts up 8, Kamara Ford 4, Debo. I didn't even know he showed up to that game, but apparently he had 2 carries for 11 yards before he quit playing football. Jamar Chase didn't get in the end zone, got 4 points, and a tight end with a big 0. And Tucker, don't worry, Justin Tucker's here to save the day. He makes 6 field goals, and then he made an extra point, right? Yeah, made the extra point. 17 points. Damn. Saved the week.
Is that a missed extra point?
It might actually be missed because
6 times 3, 18, -1, 17.
Minus one. Got it. Missed extra point. Okay.
And maybe that's the reason he was the round 2 pick and not the round 1 pick. You know what I mean?
That must have been it. Yeah.
But you know what? We got to eat our words now, man. Because
No, we don't.
Okay. All right. Good.
No, we
good.
don't.
I didn't want to have to do that.
No. Harrison Bucker on his bench put up 15, which would have tied the Empire.
So that was Justin Tucker was the difference, unequivocally.
He literally has probably the 2 best kickers in the NFL right now on the roster. That's funny. Nobody else put up. Taysom Hill put up 2 points. He had nobody else on his bench show up to play football this weekend, either through injury or just craptastic performance, except for his kickers.
Just impressive. That's great coaching. He knows who to put out there and win. Does it get better? Doesn't get better.
It's going to be rough.
I'm excited. Joe Burrow is going to be able to score some points. Alvin Kamara is just getting his feet wet. The Saints are they kind of look just clunky, though. You know what I mean? He did have 19 carries and 7 receptions. Dude touched the ball 26 times.
Yep.
Had a total of what looks like over 100 yards. No touchdowns. So 4 points. Debo Samuel, another one of those injuries from San Francisco. They got up to Cleveland. They were like, you know what? It's cold. I'm not used to this in California. Ouch. Yep. These guys play football a little bit harder than what we're used to out there on the left coast. And then I cannot even come close to pronouncing the name of the tight end that he has on his team, but he didn't score any points, so we don't really have to talk about him.
We're going with Chiggy.
Chiggy. Getting Chiggy with it?
Getting Chiggy with it. He caught 2 balls for 18.
Well, kudos to him and his 0 points because they got it done. Got the win.
Yeah. He didn't block very well either because, they lost.
They did. We don't want to talk about that.
Anyway.
Money line bet.
No, and then the Empire. We've been dogging the Empire all year, and for good reason.
Definitely.
It's rough. Desmond Ridder. He threw for 307. That's crazy.
That's just super impressive. 9 points.
He still sucks. Yeah, he still sucks. 3 INTs. Ugh, doesn't get much better. For Desmond Ridder, even when he throws for 1 billion yards, they still lose, and he still throws 3 picks. So, Latavius Murray, he's getting so much usage in Buffalo. How old is he? Like 52?
I heard on the broadcast he's literally the oldest running back in the NFL, currently 34 years old.
What's he doing? Why is Buffalo putting Latavius Murray out there for 12 carries? 12 carries. They ran the ball. They didn't run at all in the first half. They finally figured out, hey, we got to run the football. And they put Latavius Murray out there to run the football, and then they barely beat the Giants. Well, it's probably because Latavius Murray has 12 carries. Knock that down to about 2. Give the ball to Cook. Put Stephon Diggs back there at running back. Anybody but Latavius Murray. That coaching there, it's weird. It's just weird.
Cook looks so explosive compared to Latavius Murray. I mean, it's obvious,
Yeah.
The younger guy, he's got a little bit more juice in the step. Dallas Cowboys, big play by Tony Pollard. Not into the end zone, but they're driving. The score is 10-10 now. Not sure what happened, but there we are. Stephon Diggs, you're right. 10 catches for those 100 yards. Did get the century mark. That's not great efficiency. Jalen Waddle finally got into the end zone. Did his Waddle dance, which I do appreciate.
I love the Waddle dance.
Yeah, big fan of that. And then, you know what? He's got some bench action, right? This guy, my goodness, Kara, I apologize. This lady, she's got some hope, right? Bye weeks are coming, but she's got Kareem Hunt, who could play 9 points, 12 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown, 3 catches, 24 yards. We got Najee Harris coming back. There's been some conflicting stats, right? Najee Harris, explosive player, says some people. Najee Harris, washed, even though he's young, says other people. It's just hard to tell who's telling the truth. But at least you've got an option when he does get back.
Fun stat on Najee Harris.
Go ahead.
He has nada in the touchdown department, as in not a 1. No, zilch, 0. That sucks.
I don't host a fantasy football podcast, and I haven't been playing fantasy football for 17 years. I have done it for 16, but I don't think that's very good.
Not in this league. Ain't gonna get it done. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No.
And then the third best player in the game. Yeah, I'm just verifying that. So number 1, we had Justin Tucker, right? Obviously,
number
MVP,
2,
game ball.
Nick Folk.
Number 2, Harrison Butker with 15.
Yeah, on the bench.
And then number 3, Brett Maher.
Brett Maher
on the bench. Kicker,
which would have made the difference over Nick Folk in the game. 10 points.
Right.
So literally the only people on any 2 of these teams that scored double digits points was all 4 of the kickers.
Right. But you know what? There's Chris Boswell, another kicker on the bench for the Empire.
Sorry. Yeah.
Was on a bye, but did put up 0 points. I mean,
yes.
Speaking of options, it's just great to have options.
Yes. So we started the show saying we don't give good advice. I take it or leave it. Number 1, don't draft your kicker in the second round. Number 2, why give yourself options at kicker? You cannot predict field goals. You can predict field goals less good than you can predict touchdowns. Touchdowns are hard to predict. Right?
Very true.
Why carry 2 kickers? Better yet, why carry 3?
I started to push back against this theory that you're spouting off right now. And I kept telling you, you know what? My field goal kicker who plays for the Philadelphia Eagles keeps putting up double digits every single week. And we can get to what he did or did not do this week later on in the show. I was tempted to throw a coach of the week bullet out in this game, but I can't do it.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Congrats on the
game
win.
of the week. Game of the week. Fun to watch. But thank God it's over.
Definitely. Where to jump to? Drew, I want to get your game discussed. The Bucknuts came into the week sitting at 500. No, sitting at 3-2. My goodness, I'm getting my weeks confused. And they were playing against the Players Club, also sitting at 3-2. Players Club has been on this show multiple times. Has just shown deference to you, man. Dude's got nothing but respect for you. Well, you know what? You did with that respect. You took it and you said, "Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to respectfully whoop that." I can't say it because my daughter's sitting right there.
But yes,
exactly.
Whoop that, honey.
Yeah, and you're currently scoring points with your kicker for the Dallas Cowboys, but you're at 52. He's at 27. It's not over. He's got Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler going 7 and 2 points respectively, but it's over. It's over.
Somebody may or may not have the under on this game and really hope Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler don't decide that the last 13 minutes and 40 seconds of this game are the best time to get together for a couple of touchdowns.
The counterpart to the person who may have the under on this team, who was maybe a little bit skeptical about taking the under in this game, who is looking at the score right now and seeing it 10-10, which I think adds up to 20 total points, realizing that the under is 50, thinks that bet, if it were to have been made at some point in the past, should be totally fine at this point with 12 minutes and 54 seconds left to go.
I think so. So the betting advice that we pondered over on this was looking at Monday night games. The highest total for a Monday night game thus far, not counting the early Monday night games, like the real ones, the 8 o'clock Monday night games,
Right.
was the Browns and Steelers in week 2, and they scored 48. 26-22 was the final, the Steelers winning. Therefore, I keep watching these Monday night games, and I keep seeing next to no points being scored, and they threw up a 50 burger on this game, and I said, no. Dallas's defense is very talented. Their offense is not wonderful at this point. The Chargers probably won't be able to score a ton, but their defense should be able to handle Dak Prescott and Tony Pollard a little bit. And that's where we get 10-10 with 12 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we came to that conclusion.
We did. And by we, I mean you, and I appreciate and applaud you. Now, as we watch CeeDee Lamb with another catch, who's sitting on my bench, shakes my head in disgust. Catch down to the 4-yard line, 1st and goal on the 4. However, Tony Pollard is probably going to get that rocket score. It's finally getting the end zone. Drew, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about me. I'm an only child. That's what I'm used to. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right. I'll let it go.
Thank you. I'm looking at your squad, man. And if they didn't put up 100 yards, they scored a touchdown. And if they didn't score a touchdown, they put up 100 yards. You got to be feeling good. How you feeling?
Anthony Richardson, I just saw the bottom line there saying that he's probably done for the season. So I have had 4 quarterbacks on the roster thus far this year, and none of them are really making you feel warm inside, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So Anthony Richardson looking like he's going to be a drop. I still have Jordan Love on the bench on bye this week, who's had some good games and had some really bad games. I had, out of necessity, I had to pick up a quarterback to play this week. I was between Ryan Tannehill and Bryce Young. I chose correctly and took Bryce Young since he had strung together some decent games over the last few weeks. And, he put up 7. He got the touchdown, 217, didn't throw a pick. So he did okay. Playing Miami, whose defense is I figured it'd be a score fest, and it was for Miami. Unfortunately, Bryce Young only 1 touchdown, but 7 points, solid. As far as the rest of the roster, I feel like some of these guys are doing pretty good. Ramondre finally got in the end zone on the bench. Khalil Herbert's down for a while. That hurts. But Josh Downs and Zay Flowers both got in the end zone this week. Rookies. I liked them. I want to see more touchdowns out of them. And hopefully that's kind of the trend moving forward.
You're welcome for Zay Flowers, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. How's Daniel Jones working out for you?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. We released him not too long ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I might have to make a what was that? The Ameritech call to the bullpen, as Jason put it. I might be grabbing that dugout phone here and trying to find a quarterback because good grief, man, it's rough.
Well, he's got a hurting neck, so I don't know if you want to grab him, but that is
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, that's an option. I don't
who
think
got the touchdown. I didn't see it.
The doctor from LA, I don't think is anywhere close to the Buffalo Bills locker room. Just make sure that he keeps needles out of Tyrod Taylor's lungs, and he should be okay.
Yeah, tension pneumothorax before a game. I've never even. Yeah, that happened.
So
that's a pass. Who was it to? Oh,
that was
a slow motion.
Brandon Cooks.
Replay. Brandon Cook. He's still alive.
Yeah, he is alive.
He plays in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to the geriatric Brandon Cook.
Yeah, man. Breece Hall has been unleashed, so you got to be feeling good about that. No more restrictor plate, as Frank the Tank would like to say. That thing was removed, and
the Green Dragon is breathing and running.
Yep.
And apparently, teams are letting him score touchdowns, which I'm fine with that.
Which helps.
I thought it was a rough matchup. I decided to keep him in the lineup. Playing Philly, their run defense is nasty. And I was like, but all it takes is one with him, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that one play a week where he just breaks free and busts that big one, because he seems to do it every week. And I just hope he can get to the end zone on most of those. Mm-hmm. And he did this week. So, we're going to call that a win. Plus the receiving aspect. I watched Michael Carter drop a pass late in that game, and then I didn't see him the rest of the game. Breece Hall went in. Michael Carter sat his ass on the bench. Which I was happy with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got a lot to be happy with at this point because you're one of two coaches to eclipse the 50-point mark so far this week. Obviously, game's still ongoing Monday night, getting close to being done at this point. But on the flip side of that coin, Drew, is a loss, right? You've got a win, you've got a loss, right? So we dove into the post-game presser for Logan and the replacements not too long ago. I want to just hop in real quick. I see that Jason's taking the podium. Let's see what he has to say about his thoughts after week number 6.
Thanks, Mike, for taking my call. The thoughts on my team this week. I went into the week with high hopes. The Bucknuts had no quarterback. Going into the week, tried to steal the top quarterback on the waiver wire, but the Empire did it for me. Thumbs up to Empire. But ultimately, Bryce Young, the Bucknuts, along with Kyrie Williams, has stomped a mud hole in my ass. And I believe that Kyrie Williams is worthy of I wish I broke his leg award this week. Mic drop. I'm out.
He just walked off. He didn't take any more questions. He just issued a
No.
statement and literally walked
No.
off.
He'll take our comments off the air.
I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for the Players Club, Kyron Williams did not have his leg fall off.
Is he related to Kyrie Williams?
I think so. Yeah,
All right.
they're brothers from different mothers.
Similar.
Similar. But yeah, no, Kyron Williams, he definitely, he threw a whole bunch of mud right up in that ass.
Definitely. I'm looking at the club. Obviously, we've lauded the club's praises so many times. I think he had a down week. I think that this dude is going to be able to score points. I'm going to be careful what I say because I know that, my time will come where I will meet the club here in a dark alley at some point. And I don't want that to be in my behind as my daughter continues to sit over here. But I'm looking at Austin Eckler, who's playing in this game that we're looking at right now. It doesn't look like he's healthy. He's got 12 carries, 29 yards, not making things happen.
Dallas defense, though,
Yeah,
I mean, they play, they play 2 out of every 3 weeks, I guess.
Yeah. The other thing, Josh Jacobs obviously started very strong, not really doing so great last few weeks. And then I think Jason thought this week was the week, right? You know what? I saw so much from Jonathan Taylor in the 3 minutes that he played last week. He must break out this week. 8 carries, 19 yards. He did have 5 catches for 46 with his 2 points, but he's not back yet. He's not getting
they paid that man his money.
The man his money.
That's right.
That's right.
So now he's got the money. And he's playing. He's just got to do it. You know what I mean? So Zach Moss still getting those touchdowns. It's he'll come around, right? He'll come around.
I thought it was all about the Benjamins, baby. Maybe he doesn't even care if he comes around. He's got that cash. You know what I mean?
He doesn't. Exhibit A, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Ooh. Not even. He's at the point now where he's like, dude, I just played the game of the Browns' life, where I almost threw for 300 yards and we won. I'm gonna hang it up for a few weeks.
Yeah.
230 mil. I don't even need to play.
A couple days off, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Adam Thielen, though, scoring points, man, 11. Again, this dude just keeps catching passes from your guy, Bryce Young.
Talking about the geriatric, man. About the geriatrics out there. 11 catches, 115, and a touchdown. I saw somewhere somebody talking about him, and I keep seeing his name every week for whether it be DFS or betting, and I keep seeing the overs, and I'm like, it's Adam Thielen. This guy he's like pushing 90, man. He had to, he about tripped over his walker getting out on the field. And then he's out there putting up 11 for 115 and a touchdown. I gotta say I'm annoyed, but at the same time, go Players Club. He figured it out. He got Adam Thielen. I figured they had younger guys, better guys. Apparently they don't. That's what Bryce Young has to throw to is Adam Thielen.
I know. That's your quarterback now. So that Adam Thielen, ipso facto, that's your receiver.
You know what? He might be. We got to see how Jordan Love does coming off the bye. I like his schedule coming up. Denver, Minnesota, the Rams. That'll be rough. Pittsburgh rough. Then the Chargers should be all right. Detroit, so he's got a decent schedule coming up that I like. But I'll tell you, I think I got to keep Bryce Young around for a little bit and see if him and Thielen can get some magic going.
I'm looking back at Jordan Love's point totals over weeks 1 through 4. We've got 13, 13, 15, 12. Now, we don't need to pay attention to the 1 point that he scored in week 5. But if he can kind of replicate some of those double digits, you might be in really good shape because the roster's not weak, right?
That's what I'm saying. There's not many quarterbacks right now putting up double digits every week. There's not many. I mean, normally you think like you got your Mahomes, but Josh Allen, what did he do this week? I don't think he got double digits.
No.
So, and a lot of these guys, you need them to run the ball into the end zone to get double digits. So, I mean, with Jordan Love, if he can be around 10 week in and week out, I can live with that. I think the rest of the team will pick up the slack.
Definitely can. And speaking of picking up the slack, that's exactly what the Golden Taints did against the 69ers. This was what we thought was going to be the game of the week coming into it. Golden Taints were coming in at 3-2, 69ers coming in at 4-1. As I send my 8.5-year-old up to bed and my old Forester, 1897, it's what you're sipping when things happen. Gets a little bit lower in my glass. I'm looking at this game and I'm seeing the Golden Taints about to be leaving at 4-2. 69ers also going to be leaving at 4-2. One's feeling a little bit happier than the other. Currently 48-20 point total. Keenan Allen still catching tuds for the Golden Taints. I mean, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're the Taints at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Tua is still playing. That's the big thing, and still just crushing it. Miami's offense is sick.
Are you prepared to capitulate about Tua Tagovailoa? This is week 6.
This is, yeah. It's I mean, it's only week 6. I mean, we're not even halfway through the season, so there's time for him to screw something up. But thus far, he's staying pretty clean. The offensive line is doing its job. The running game, fastest team out there. I mean, it's looking good for him so far. So, and then, I mean, he's got Amon-Ra on there. Keenan Allen's just crushed. He's got a touchdown tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good. The Taints have Isaiah Pacheco, too. If you notice Isaiah Pacheco when he runs, like he's always trying to juke somebody. Like he's in the open field and he's still like head bobbing and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you can stop now. Nobody's near you. He annoys the crap out of me. I don't like him, but he's running the ball really well. And 16 carries, 6 catches this week.
Yeah.
And they only scored 19 points. So you got to feel good about Pacheco. The usage is there. I thought McKinnon might be getting some more usage, stuff like that, but it's just not happening. So Pacheco is a solid play week in and week out. And he's got Justin Jefferson injured. So hopefully, Justin, hopefully doesn't play against me, but once he puts Jefferson in there, ouch.
I don't know if he'll have the option to put Jefferson back in there, though. From what I've heard, it's at least 4 to 6 weeks, and then at that point, Minnesota fire sale on the season potentially. But I tell you what, they won this week, so we're not at the point in the NFL like it is in the NBA where there are teams and fan bases and GMs accustomed to just throwing seasons. Like these guys are out there on the field, and they're not thinking about, oh man, next year. We can get the number 1 draft pick and, my team's going to be better. Like they might not even have a draft or might not even have a roster spot next year. These guys are fighting for their livelihoods. This is just not something that NFL players do.
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, let's look past Justin Jefferson, Joe Mixon. He's on the bench. 2 points this week. He hasn't played well yet. If Cincinnati gets that ship turned around, that's going to be crazy. And then he's got James Cook on the bench, which I don't know what to do there because they keep giving the geriatric dude touches, 12 of them. It's gross. It's sick. Hate it. But nonetheless, maybe he breaks a hip.
He might. It's definitely possible for us.
Trying to shower at that age, it can be rough. So, and then Drake London on the bench, who's had some good games here the last few weeks. So, I mean, his bench is pretty stout. Even without Jefferson, I still feel like he's got a pretty good team.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Now, on the flip side of that coin, though, my friend, is the oh shit, life comes at you fast coach of the week for me, the 69ers, who started, read them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0 to begin this season. sitting at 4-1 coming into the week, sitting at 4-2 coming out of the week. I'm seeing point totals of 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, and 0 on his starting lineup. I've got a -1 in the bench. I've got a couple more zeros. Now, one of those people is out for the year and probably not going to come back, but yet he he remains on the roster in Nick Chubb. What in the hell is going on for the 69ers?
It's rough. Kenneth Walker's playing well. Russell Wilson's the Denver team is train wreck. Devontae Adams only got 2 for 29.
I feel bad for Russell Wilson, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but like I watched this dude play, and I'm like, man, remember he used to be amazing.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Product of Pete Carroll, maybe.
He won a Super Bowl with Pete Carroll, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, is he a product of Pete Carroll? You know, it makes you think that. You start, you know, a lot of people are saying that about Belichick and Brady, and now you're looking at it saying,
you mean Belichick's a product of Tom Brady?
Yeah, is he?
Oh, I mean, Brady's the one that won the Super Bowl after he left Belichick. Look at what Belichick's done over the last year.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I don't think you ever say Belichick is not a good coach. He's obviously great. But, you know, so it's – I don't know. It's kind of a reversal from Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson. So I don't know. But yeah, Wilson, it's rough. It's rough.
Not good.
And yeah, it was kind of a bad week for him. He's got Geno on the bench too. That's I don't know. Speaking of product of Pete Carroll, Geno Smith throwing for 323 yards. The whole season he had last year, you knew regression was coming because it's Geno freaking Smith. I don't know. That's ugly. Yeah, keeping Chubb on the bench, you know, I don't know.
Hey, he's got hope, which is more than some people have.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a rough go for the 69. They are 4 and they'll be 4-2 here.
4-2.
But yeah, they're gonna have some up and down weeks. But I coming back to the Saints, I'm shooting the coach of the week right there. I made the Tua call. You called me out on it. Your beautiful research. Called me out on the Tua call. I like it. And it's week 6. He's still kicking, still crushing it. So I got to give the Saints their due. I think that team is it's pretty nasty, and they're moving to 4-2. And it was a big win. Coach of the week right there.
Congrats, Saints, and congrats 69ers from me on the "Oh shit, life comes at you fast" award. I'll agree with you. He's got touchdowns on the bench. You know, there's not an all hope is lost situation. Even though Nick Chubb is not coming back to contribute points in future games, you know, he's got other guys that might jump up and do that for him. We do have 2 games left to go. If it's okay, if we keep it moving, or you got something to say?
No, that's it. Moving
on. I mean, it's about time. You know, I got to get to my game. And the Sharks coming in at 3-2, Kirby Kings coming in at 2-3. If it were up to Bob, and based on leagues that we've been in the past, we'd both be leaving this week at the 500 mark. However, my right hand of cold justice slapped him down and said that is not going to be the case going into week number 7, my friend. I'm leaving at 4-2. Kirby King's leaving at 2-4. Tony Pollard has me at 41 points, which is above the league average. I am relieved and grateful for that. Kirby Kings scored 23 points. This was one of those games where it wasn't really in doubt, I would imagine, if you were an outside observer. But I got to tell you, man, I thought Josh Allen was going to put up like 24, 25 going into Sunday night. I was scared. Was not very confident, but I'm not going to tell you that at this point in the game. Let's go ahead and retract that statement and say, you know what? I knew our team had this thing the whole way.
You knew the Giants defense would show up.
I really knew they would.
And hold Josh Allen to 14 points because they've done that 0.0 times this year.
Yep. And I felt great about that coming into the game, you know, and I just knew that the Giants would step up. Now, I tell you what, man, my friend, coming out of the Thursday night game and then the Sunday morning game over in London, my team had counted 32 points on the week. And then we subsequently had 5 other people play, and we're sitting at 41 points. I'm not thrilled with the closing of the week.
Yeah.
Definitely going to have to give these kids a stern talking to let them know, like, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They'll might come back and say to me, like, hey, we got the win, so shut your trap, old man. To which I would say, fair point. But maybe
you got to score in the fourth quarter. You know, that's where you win the game.
Yeah. But you know what? We got the win. We're moving to 4-2. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a solid win for sure. Lamar only got you 9 this week, and you still got the win, so you feel good about that. Raheem Mostert, oh my gosh, this guy's unbelievable. And Montgomery got hurt again, which I think he's out. I think he's gonna be out this week. I don't know if you have any more information on that.
I do. I was talking to David earlier after practice today, and I was also talking to our doctors, and they told me that there's a rib cartilage injury that's going on. We're not talking about a bone injury, which normally is something that, you know, he could get that shot of Toradol and come back and play through. I was a little bit concerned when he did not come back into the game. They're saying maybe multiple weeks. He might be after our bye week in week 10. So not feeling great about that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I mean, you got Pollard and Puka Nacua pulled off a little bit this week, which is maybe slightly concerning. But you got CD on the bench, you know, T. Higgins still waiting to go off. So I mean, you got the other kid from Detroit, Jameson Williams. He got in the end zone, 2 for 53 and a touchdown. That's why you take that guy, the big plays and the touchdowns, and he got one on your bench there. So yeah, it's slightly concerning. But I would tell David, just rest up, get better, and come back when he's ready.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It's always better to learn lessons in wins rather than losses, and we're moving forward. For the Kirby Kings, on the other hand, he's probably not feeling so good, moving to 2-4. You know, he had 2 players score 8 points. Again, I thought Josh Allen was going to put up 37, really did, against the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, I should say, but he did not. He put up 8.
They don't play a lot of football over there with the Giants anymore. At least not this year. It's a train wreck, absolute train wreck. But I mean, Javonte, 10 for 52. He's back, healthy, playing.
You're right.
5.2 a carry. You don't hate that. You know, he should get some more touches going forward. Dameon Pierce, though, I'm not hearing good things from Houston with Dameon Pierce. So
tell us, tell the people, Drew. What are you hearing?
He's not fitting in the offense, is what I'm hearing. He's not fitting in the offense. So it's we'll see how it goes. You know, coaches say that, and then they'll give him 25 carries next week, and I'll have 150 yards, and look like Raheem Mostert did this week. You know, who knows? But
long live Raheem Mostert. Long live Raheem Mostert.
Oh, another guy over 30, still crushing it. But. Not many miles on those tires until this year, so that's good for him.
He's been hurt every year, so he's gotten to take games off.
That's right. There's something to that, I think. But it'll be tough sledding for the Kirby Kings here, going to 2-4. I don't want to say toilet bowl, but you might get the Lysol wipes out and start cleaning the porcelain.
You know what? As taken from the toilet bowl king, it's good to shine that thing up every once in a while. I mean, you get not your entire league fee back, but you get some money back, which is a bonus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm going to shoot the bullet here at the Kirby Kings for the oh shit, life comes at you fast here, because you got Josh Allen, and you expect to win some games with Josh Allen, and it's not really happening. It's not happening. So. It's gonna be tough sledding going forward for him, but I think he still has a good enough team where he'll get some wins, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough to string them together.
Firmly on toilet bowl watch. I mean, he's probably going to be thrilled about winning an award this week, which is a positive. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, like 10 points in week 2015, week 15 of 2015. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You know
awards we got awards going to everybody. We're trophy generation, man. Everybody's getting an award.
You just gotta love it. Love it. You know, I probably won the toilet bowl that week or that league that year.
Year, I bet you. I'll get my people on it. We'll find out.
Yeah, check it out. See what's going on. You know, speaking of seeing what's going on, the tsunami, Mr. Europe himself went over to Europe, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and just wanted to ask the people, hey, what's going on over here? How's the food? What's the cuisine like? Talk to me about some Scotch over here. You know, is that stuff good? Is it bad? I don't know what happens. He did bring some back for me, which I will try next time he comes on the show. Is what I
New
told him.
sponsor.
Mhm,
All right, I like it.
Heads up, heads up, heads up. But you know what? I need Pops. I'm looking at you, right? If you're watching on the video, in your eyes right now, I apologize. I was wrong. The European curse is not a thing. It didn't happen. Not in the way that we originally intended it to be, right? I went and I took a look at the records. Speaking of checking out the records, Drew. And I just took a look at the Tsunami schedule, right? Now, in years past, we've had issue with him in Europe and other places, right? He's kind of lost track of the waiver wire. But I think he's learned, and lost some games, obviously. But I think he's learned from all those experiences. Dude did not lose games when he was over there in Europe. Okay. So I got to say that I'm sorry. So what he did do in the new theory now, the European theory for Mr. Europe, it's not when he's gone. It's during the lead up to the event. Okay.
Yeah.
In the 3 weeks leading up to his European trip, 0-3. That's what it was. So I think dude is so focused on making sure that the hotels are booked, that the air travel, the train travel, and the tours are all accounted for, and everything's good to go. That's when he loses focus.
Yeah.
I dropped the ball, and
packing that suitcase, it can be daunting.
Yeah.
For extended stays.
For that, I apologize.
Mhm.
All right. And to the Coyotes, I'm also going to apologize because Tsunami went and laid the smack down on your ass. 63-33, almost doubled him up. Patrick Mahomes and the boys, Tyreek Hill and the boys, just let the Coyotes have it, Mr. Angelo. I'm sorry. Tsunami, you get my coach of the week and my apology. Congratulations.
Coach of the week. That's my runner-up. That was my runner-up. Welcome to the party, Travis Etienne.
Man.
Welcome to the party, man. Absolutely just crushing it the last few weeks. That was a guy I really liked this year. Ended up with him nowhere in any fantasy leagues, and this is why he's Jacksonville's starting to wake up a little bit and get their legs under him. And Etienne's just he's good. He's good. He's going to crush it.
We allegedly have early money on Jacksonville for next week. Allegedly.
Yeah, that's the rumor. Yeah, that's the money line bet too. Money line bet right now. Yeah. So that's the rumor, but we'll see how it goes.
For sure.
Yeah, and then the Coyotes. Oof. Derrick Henry, he actually had a game, 12 for 97, touchdown.
He
had to. Nobody else showed up.
I know, but the dude, he's not getting the volume that he used to get. We're used to seeing 25 next to the carry mark for Derrick Henry. Yep. I'm looking at 12.
Yeah, he has a game with a 15, 11, 13, and 12.
And this was
then
this
25,
was a close
22.
This was a close game all the way through. Right?
Yeah, it's one where you expect him to have those 20 carries. But and now Tannehill, I don't know if he's going to be out for any extended period. That's not going to help because the other quarterbacks, they look like lost puppies out there. They're just running around like no reading whatsoever, just running for their lives, which is kind of what Tannehill was doing anyway. So it's not going to get better.
Maybe counterpoint, maybe it won't get worse.
Yeah, I don't know if it can. I really don't. Had high hopes for Tennessee this year, but not looking good. And Brock Purdy, uncharacteristically bad game. There's Cleveland's defense. I think they're kind of up in that conversation with Dallas and with the Jets.
Dude, they're past that conversation. I heard a stat the other day, yesterday on a podcast that I was listening to. The Cleveland Browns have given up something like 1,037 yards so far in the 5 games that they've played this season, which is the best that any team has done since 1970. Or top 3. I think it's top 3 since 1970.
Top 3. Okay. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, when you're starting PJ Walker and you're beating undefeated 49ers team, yeah, you're doing something right on defense. You're definitely doing something right. They really, and not only that, they're bringing the pain. I mean, the guys are getting injured on the other side of the football, and so they're hitting dudes. They're knocking balls out of the air. And Myles Garrett he's unbelievable. So that's Brock Purdy, he'll get back on track. I think. He really needs CMC in there. So if CMC comes back, especially, that'll help.
Right.
But I mean, he's got other good talent. Garrett Wilson, 8 for 90. Devonta Smith, Skinny Batman. So
Skinny Batman, not at the level that he was last year so far.
No, I started out really hot. A couple touchdowns first 2 weeks, 100-yard game, and now it's just kind of trailing off a little bit. And my guy, AJ Brown's getting on the low, so I'm okay with it. But
picking up the slack, yeah,
that's right. Yeah, he's picking up slack, so and I'm fine with that. I'm
Allegedly,
perfectly content.
Allegedly hit a 2+ touchdown bet with AJ Brown a couple of weeks ago, which was very nice for the coffers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that rumor has it that we somebody made that bet and it worked out. So it's but yeah, he'll have some better games coming. Sure. Aaron Jones is on bye this week, so Coyotes are they're moving. They're what, 2-4 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's ugly, but he's still got a chance. He's got a chance.
You think so?
I think so. He's got a it's a long shot, but he's got a shot.
Okay, all right. I think he's got a shot at the toilet bowl. That's what I think he's got a shot at.
It's lining up. It's lining up as if he will be participating in the porcelain bowl. But what do they say? Mention my name, get a good seat, right?
I think it's important, right, that we start to keep track as these weeks, we get a little bit more senior in the year, that we can start to keep track of the divisions, right? Let's remember our playoff structure for the league here, right? Yeah. So we've got as CeeDee Lamb goes over 100 yards, we've got 6 total playoff spots available, right? 3 of them going to the division winners, and then 3 at-large wild card spots. So I think something we need to think about, Drew, as we continue with the Monday night quarterback. I love the rebrand, just love it.
Yes.
New things to come as well with regards to not just the rebrand, but other little fun things we're going to throw at you hopefully next week or the week after as well. So let's start to work into our recaps, right? Playoff standings as well as toilet bowl standings. So as we get going, maybe not this week, but going forward.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at it. Replacements, they're now 4-2, but still leading the East. The Taints, the Sharks, the Tsunami, all in the mix there. Which the Taints, they are.
We're going. So Taints and Sharks going to 4-2. Tsunami at 3-3. Right now,
3-3, yeah, that's updated. Okay, so that's tight. And then the Bushwhackers with some momentum. The Central, I don't know. I feel like somebody said that might be the best division this year. It wasn't me.
Somebody did.
And then, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then you got the Niners and myself here. So the Niners took the loss this week. So I'll be moving to 4 wins to join the top of the West there, and then Coyotes and Empire. So we'll it's still tight, still early, still tight, but it'll be fun.
It definitely will. It definitely will. As we look ahead, we're speaking about looking ahead. The Twins have been great. Either the Twins or your wife have been phenomenal and really helped us out to get through this thing. Let's run through next week's schedule and then sign us off for the week. What do you say?
Absolutely.
All right. I got records. You got the matchups?
Yeah, got them right here, actually. So replacements, Bushwhackers.
That's this week. Let's move forward.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, they don't put the scores up yet. Sorry. Replacements, Empire. There you go.
I tell you what, this is a get-right situation. Replacements coming in at 4-2. Empire coming in. I think.
I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Empire, but after the endorsement from the replacements, I'm rooting for the Empire.
He doesn't want to say it, but he is saying it.
I'm not partial to any team in this league. Go Empire.
We're innocent bystanders.
And then Taints and Club. That'll be a good one. Taints in the Players Club. Yeah.
So Taints, let me see. My goodness, I said I had records, but I don't. They're moving to 4-2. Players Club moving to 3-3. That'll be a good game. That's
The club has to bring that this week. They have to shake off the loss where I mud stomped his ass, I think it was, or Kyrie Williams. Kyrie Williams
just really laid the wood.
laid the lumber to the ass.
Dude
and,
took your gig. He took your shtick right from you, Drew. How do you feel
He
about
did.
that? He took your I'm gonna say a phrase, but say it a little bit wrong, but make it
Mhm.
hilarious.
Hey, you know what? I mean, as of right now, I mean, I'll get records on this video tomorrow. But
You're
so
a record
far,
guy.
I think we're
lately,
clean.
aren't you?
I think we're clean this week, aren't we? I mean, I'm not drinking, so I'm tired, but I'm not drinking. If I was drinking, I'd just, like I said, you'd just be picking me up off the floor. It'd
I can't wait.
be rough.
Cannot wait for you to be drinking again.
You and me both, brother. Then we got the Niners and the Sharks.
The Niners. Where are the Niners? Niners coming in at 4-2. Sharks 4-2. Game of the week. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Not good. I got David
Definitely.
Montgomery hurt out for a few weeks. I got Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb on bye.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to come up with some answers.
Niners, yeah. That's gonna be a game. That's gonna be a game. Then we got the Bandits in my house.
Ooh, Bandits 3-3 at
Bandits,
the 500
Bucknuts.
mark. Yourself
Yeah.
at the 4-2 mark. That'll be a good game. My goodness,
Tight
we're
game.
good games all over.
Tight game. Coyotes and Bushwhackers.
Coyotes 2-4.
That's a rough game for the
Bushwhackers,
Coyotes
2-4.
coming off the loss. Yeah, coming off the loss, the Coyotes they're going up against a good team, and again, a guy that he can't even leave his house with that head right.
This is
So
yeah. I mean, YouTube TV is going to have a problem. I'm not sure because we got the quad box on the Sunday ticket. For those of us fortunate enough to have the Sunday ticket in our homes, Drew,
mhm.
I can only put four games on one TV at a time.
Yeah.
How am I going to watch all these games? These are all games
these
that I
are
want to
all
watch.
these are all YouTube TV worthy. New sponsor, by the way. You're welcome.
Yep.
Google. Kirby Kings and the Tsunami.
Kirby Kings coming in at 2-4. Tsunami, the big ass wave, 3-3. Another tight matchup.
Back from Europe, ready to lay some lumber.
Mr. Europe. Let's see. I tell you what, he's in Europe winning games. He's back home in the United States as of 7 a.m. this morning. No, excuse me, last night, like late in the wee hours.
Mhm.
Let's
Not
see.
sleeping in airports, by the way.
Not sleeping. He's in airports, but he's not sleeping in them.
Not sleeping in.
Let's see if he can win games on U.S. soil. Maybe he's just an away player.
Maybe. He's at home for this game, so obviously he's back home. So,
right.
Which I think we determined a few weeks ago that the same teams are always the home team.
Yeah, the schedule maker. Let me talk to him wherever
Mhm.
he's at.
Yeah, if you can find him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. So, well, that's it. That's what we got. Big week coming up.
My goodness. You know, typically, Drew, we like to do a weird one-off topic, but out of respect for your wife and the twins, let's go ahead and sign
respect
us off.
for the little bit of sleep that I might be able to get tonight.
Yeah.
I think I might have to bid adieu and call it a night.
I think the people will understand that. Do you have any parting words for the people after week 6?
Yeah, no. What's the game at? We're coming up on 2-minute warning here. 17-all.
17-all.
The unders looking good. The Cowboys have the football.
Yep. Dak Prescott running around, nearly fumbling, down currently 2 minutes, 28 seconds left to go. Somebody called a timeout. I have my sound down. It either was or is going to be third down. Timeout by the the Los Angeles Chargers. All knotted up. This has the makings of a missed field goal going to overtime. The Chargers winning the game. That's what
my kicker. I'm okay if my kicker misses a field goal at this point because we got it locked down. But I want to see him get those good reps in, though. I don't want to see that. If we can get a made field goal here from Dallas, Chargers drive, and touchdown. We don't really want overtime. Where are we at? 34 points? We're 50 over under. So, I don't want more points.
Well, we're at 34 or 35, depending on where your math is at right now. But either way, you know what? That's 15 points away from the over. You're right. We don't want overtime. I think we could survive overtime, allegedly, if we were to have the under bet in this match. But as Tony Pollard catches, just drops the touchdown pass. Selfishly. That would have been helpful. But you know what I mean? It's just conflicting things. We're 4th and 10, your field goal kicker, as he gets ready to tee this thing up. Drew, I'm going to sign it off. For Drew and for Mike, this has been the Monday Night Quarterback Week number 6. We'll see you all in week 7, talking more shit and recapping games.
Week 7, we're out.